the homicide rate in Poland is 0.7.
What? Wow.
1.7.
Well, I think you could even say that Poland is safer than Germany. Cześć and welcome back. Today we are finding out how safe is Poland actually. Because many of you told me that it's actually very safe and maybe even safer than Germany. That is exactly what we are gonna find out today. By the way, before we start, you find even more content like this and exclusive reactions like to 1670 on my Patreon. Link is in the description. Thank you so much for that.
Is Poland safe?
Yeah.
I think safety is everyone's number one consideration, whether you are looking for a new place to retire or maybe you're just looking for the perfect summer vacation spot for your family. Now, here specifically in Krakow, we have eaten our way through the market, we have shown you around the city, we've talked all about cost of living, but we haven't talked about safety. Today we want to break down safety in Poland into three different sections. The facts and figures, the statistics, kind of how you feel, your gut instinct about the place, in Russia.
Okay, yeah, that is probably... Oh, again, look at that. Just beautiful. That is a very important point, yes.
Now, just looking at the numbers of Poland by itself doesn't really give us or you a fair comparison to what it's like in other countries. So we wanted to compare it to the United States, the country that we were born in, the country we're from, Canada, our neighboring country, a country that is known to be very safe, and also the country that we've been living in for the last 6 years, Mexico.
Okay, I would think Mexico is the worst safe or the least safe country. Then I would say the US and then I would say Canada. But I really don't know where I should put Poland. Maybe above the US, maybe under the US, something like that maybe?
With Mexico, this is the homicide rate per 100,000 people. The homicide rate in Mexico per 100,000 people is 26. 26 out of 100,000. Like I said, that's a country we have lived in for the last 6 years and have... It wouldn't be a place that we lived unless we felt like it was safe enough for us to live there. And we've traveled around the whole country, so we've felt like it's pretty safe.
Is this Döner? Is this Döner?
To live there, and we've traveled around the whole country, so we've felt like it's pretty safe.
Look at that.
But compare that to the United States, which has a homicide rate of 6.52 per 100,000, so considerably less than Mexico. But then we moved to Canada. The Canadians are proud, very proud of their safety, very proud of their country, as they should be. They have a homicide rate of 1.97.
Wow, look at that. That is basically always, like only a third or a fourth, a little bit like that of the USA, and the USA is even only a fourth of Mexico.
Of the homicide rate that we have in the United States. But Poland, the homicide rate in Poland is 0.7.
What? Wow.
Not 1.7, not 5.7, 0.7. 0.7 per 100,000 people. Those are the numbers. Like I said, we felt safe in the United States. We felt safe in Mexico. We have never been to Canada, but you can't dispute the numbers.
Oh, again, look at that.
Numbers and data are great. As an accountant, I love the cold, hard facts. But the truth is, only looking at numbers and data don't really paint a full picture as to whether Poland is safe or not. So the second sort of pillar that I'd like to talk about is your spidey sense. That's what I call your intuition.
Spidey sense, okay.
That feeling in your gut about whether you feel safe in a place. And really, I think we all know that feeling you get in the pit of your stomach, unfortunately, when you turn down a street, you're all by yourself, and maybe things feel a little off. And that, to me, is what I call my spidey sense. And what do I base that on? I think you can base that on looking at your surroundings and deeming whether Poland is safe or not. Is the plaza busy or is it empty? Are there people out enjoying the time, having a great time, or does it feel a little bit off, perhaps a little deserted? Are there bars on the windows? Does it seem like shop owners and restaurant owners are worried about break-ins or petty theft or things like that? And I would like to say with full confidence that Poland feels extremely safe, according to my trusty spidey sense.
Nice. Oh, those places remind me very of Germany, but somehow, I don't know, are even bigger and more houses than the German places that come to my mind there.
Quick disclaimer before we jump too far into this is that this is based on our experience in Krakow, Poland. We haven't really traveled much out of Krakow or really southern Poland. We are not war correspondents. We are not Ukraine/Russia specialists by any means. This is purely based on, one, some facts and figures, and two, our experience in Krakow, Poland.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, sure, of course.
The short answer is we feel
I say it in every video, but I absolutely love the building. I love the red with the beige-ish, whitish things. I love it. If you like this video, please hit a like. And if you want to see more of me, I would love if you subscribe. Thank you so much for that. Oh my god, that looks so cool.
Extremely safe in Poland. We don't feel like we're in any danger. We feel like it's safe to travel here. However, I will say there are definitely some things that make us feel uneasy, and Krakow does have some dangerous aspects to it.
Okay.
And we want to share those with you at the end of the video.
Okay. I really wonder what those dangerous aspects are.
Most people that are wondering if Poland is safe right now or not probably are thinking so in the context of Russia and Ukraine, because Poland is very close to Ukraine. It borders Ukraine. Let's keep in mind here, we're
interesting. Look at that. How hard they try to say, you know, how hard it feels for them to say what they want to say. I'm very curious what now comes.
Not historical YouTubers, not news YouTubers. You're coming to us for war information.
Abort.
It's your fault. I'm sorry. Here's my view, my slightly educated view on the situation with Poland and Ukraine/Russia, and is Poland safe right now?
Wait, we have to see from when is the video. It's okay, it's like one year, exactly 1 year around into the conflict.
As of the time of this filming, we feel very safe in Krakow.
As a tourist in Krakow, everything seems as it would normally any other time. Again, I feel like this is with a million disclaimers.
Again, this building.
I think most people's concern or fear with Ukraine/Russia is the unknown. It is all of the posturing. It is Russia saying they're going to do this and that. And with Poland being so close to Ukraine, fears about if things were to escalate beyond.
Yeah, so what I get from my polls on Discord, on Instagram, everywhere is like they fear a little bit that Russia could come, but they also live their lives like always. So they have fear of Russia and they say, hey, we have to remilitarize or stack our military up. But it's not like they hide beyond the bushes or something like that. I'm like, Russia is coming.
Ukraine, the proximity to Poland seems fearful to some, to many. Especially almost the further away you are, I feel like the scarier it seems. My take, my view, and again, remember, YouTuber, not historian, not an expert, is that if things go beyond Ukraine, if things were to spill over into NATO countries, we're not safe. We're probably not safe in Texas, and we're probably not safe.
I wouldn't no. I mean, we're maybe not safe in Germany or in other European countries, but Russia is, I know there's the Bering Strait, but Russia is very far away from the US. And the US has very many weapons to prevent this. I know this from my American channel. So that is definitely not a take. I would say my sign under it. I would say, yeah, maybe other countries in Europe would be a problem, but not the US.
Safe in Poland. And NATO countries, I guess what I'm trying to say is if things escalate beyond the borders of Ukraine, then I think everybody's safety across the whole world is probably at question.
Changed.
It's changed. Does that make sense?
That makes sense.
So,
I know when we really have, okay, we can now go to war, you know, Russia versus America, then yes. But if it's just, you know, if America doesn't help Poland and Poland gets invaded, then yes. But if it's really a nuclear war, then of course, yes.
I feel just as fearful here in Krakow, Poland about the situation in Russia as I do if we lived in Dallas. That's my opinion. That is, again, not an expert. Haven't read everything about the war.
Sorry, it's not the video. I haven't slept too much. The video is very interesting. I just haven't slept too much.
About the war. That's just my opinion. I'm sure many people feel differently, but I'll go back to there's people out here on scooters. There's people
Dangering up the place.
There are people here having fun. There are people out getting drinks. There are people from the UK visiting here on holiday. On stag parties, we've been told they're called. There are lots of tourists here. So we are not the only ones that feel like the situation in Ukraine and Russia is not a threat currently as of this filming. Dangerous.
They really have something. They really have something against scooters.
Dangerous.
Wow, you are very passionate.
Yeah, scooters are not that dangerous.
Very important scooter causes.
If I'm on the city council of your city, I am banning all scooters. Not if you own a scooter, cool. It's the stupid rental scooters.
Oh my gosh.
Don't get me wrong, here in probably 2 videos, in like 2 videos from now, we're gonna rent one.
Scooter tour.
And it's gonna be a lot of fun and I'm gonna love it. But I've committed to not liking the scooter, so I gotta go with it.
It's okay.
Ride or die.
It's okay. So there you have it. Based on the data, the numbers, our spidey senses, and our opinions on the circumstances with Russia, we believe Krakow, Poland is indeed a safe place. Here's what's happening behind the scenes.
Why don't you feel the need to pan over here?
We have eggs and milk and bread because we're making tuna for dinner. That could also turn Krakow potentially dangerous. Oh, Greg. These are so dangerous.
I really don't know what they have against scooters, to be honest.
Dangerous. Look at that.
Should just cut somebody off. Now you're making me hate scooters.
I don't know what they have against scooters.
I used to not have anything against scooters, and now I just feel so prejudiced against them, and I don't like it.
Is it the video? Yeah, it's the video. Okay. Well, I think you could even say that Poland is safer than Germany. From what I've heard so far, you know, I don't know how our homicide rates are, but just from the stats, I could see that Poland is even safer than Germany. Maybe I have to look it up, or tell me it in the comments. Maybe you have looked it up. But in general, I think we in Europe are very safe, especially in comparison to Mexico, stuff like this. I don't know if we are better than the US, to be honest. Maybe Germany a little bit worse than Canada. I could really think that is true. But still, you know, I wouldn't say any of the countries here in Europe are unsafe, but Poland is maybe one of the safest of all of the countries. Of course, now with Ukraine, Russia, the safety, although right now the technical safety, right, because Russia is not fighting Poland right now, is exactly the same like 3 years ago. The felt safety, I can see why people think they are a little bit less safe in Poland. To be honest, I never thought about that when I thought about maybe traveling to Poland, that it could be less safe than Germany, stuff like this. Because I have been in way less, or that Germans and Europeans consider unsafe countries, and I was always felt so safe, sometimes even safer than in Germany. And that has nothing to do with like migrant crisis or anything. You know, if you are in a big city alone in a street, you always feel a little bit unsafe. Let's be honest, right? If it's at night, you know. So that has nothing to do with any people or anything. And I don't know, just in Bali, for example, I just love to ride my bike, my motorbike, you know. And that made it so much safer for me, you know, because I always knew, hey, I can just hop on my bike and just sprint away. So that made it really safe for me, and also the people were lovely. So I think many people always think, I don't know, as they said also in Mexico, they felt so safe. I know, of course, there are unsafe things, and then those homicide rates go up if you go into banned walls, for example, in Mexico with shooting and stuff. But in general, I don't think that, you know, you can always be in most countries, not maybe in all, but in most countries be on a very, very safe scale if you just know where to go and where not to go. But tell me your opinions about that in the comments. I would love to see that, and maybe recommend more videos, and keep liking, subscribing, and to see each other in the next video. Bye!